Welcome to the stream, guys. Is the stream already started? I don't know. Yes, it is. Okay. So I thought I have a thing, which is I will need to quickly do that. So okay. So basically this. Let's get a new wallpaper. What's up? Welcome. What's go? What Kaza? Welcome, bro. Yeah, this is a pretty cool wallpaper site. This looks fucking based, right? Or this. Welcome, PRD FVM, bro. Welcome. Pixel art renders vector graphics, bro. Photography. Okay, it's a lot. Wait, painting only had... painting is kind of nice. I currently have a painting. I think... Yeah. Let's save that water. Okay, so how do I set a wallpaper even? I think config.fish has that. Here. No, here. Why you don't use a bar? Because I don't really need to. And I am using DWL just as a replacement, like a temporary replacement for or like a temporary use case to do anything, because what I eventually want to do is use my own compositor, so I don't really want to set up stuff. And also I don't really need a bar. I never needed a bar. I would only use bars for aesthetic reason, but I'm not trying to make it make this setup aesthetic. As I bro, I'm saying this while I set new wallpapers. Yeah. Okay, but I think this is cool. I think this is cool for the session. Yeah. Let me pop out the chat. I don't use a bar as well. I find it a bit pointless. I think the only reason for a bar might be showing the time, because I always have to do stuff like date. Is the music too loud? Okay, so yeah, like basically I always do date every once in a while, but I think that's okay. Oh, okay, so let's put that somewhere here. Okay, so for the project, yesterday we accomplished this, which is basically paths being binned into macro tiles, which is this kernel. I added a lot of comments here to, like, basically for myself explain it, and also I don't even know how tiling in DWL really works, so I don't know how to tile those windows. Let's just make them like that. I basically added the comments to just basically for myself, right? I mean, people reading this could also have some kind of advantage from those, but it's mostly for learning reasons. And now, like, the next step would be in such a pipeline, after you bind paths, is kind of finding out, okay, we have this macro tiles, so this like what's the color, like this light blue color here, which are the big tiles, but you have the white tiles, which are the small tiles, and we eventually want to tile in those small tiles. So we kind of need to know, okay, this is this is the approximate area of the shape. And by the way, here, like where my cursor is a shape. You can't see it because it's fully covering, like this thing is fully covering it. But this is the approximate region where the shape is. But what we need is, for each tile, we need to know, is this tile inside the shape or is it not inside the shape? Or is there any like segments in this tile? And this is like the next kernel we want to work on. And wait, is this is the kernel? Yeah, I already set up a little bit. But what we want is basically, so I mean, we looked at Velo for the last shader, so let's line vendor/Velo. So this is Velo. This is a very good engine. So you can see they have this path, or this, like, I don't know, pass. And what they do is they iterate per segment, or they're dispatching per segment. So stage to compute counts of number of segments in each tile, right? So this is what they are doing, and they load the line, basically atomic load the line. And yeah, this basically, this shader is dispatched with one thread for each line, right? But why are you creating your Wayland? When are you creating your Wayland compositor? Yeah, I want to work on it. Like, I want to keep working on it, but I kind of need to write this rendering engine so that I can render the compositor. So I'll do that first, and yeah. Bro, can you give me a random project to do in C? Not crazy complicated. Instant Messenger. My lord, Cococry, been a long time. Welcome, bro. Sandy Kodo. Okay, and basically what I thought is, okay, they do it per segment, but obviously because of that they are using a lot of atomics. So atomic, they have one atomic load, which is a global atomic. They have this global atomic for adding into the tiles backdrop. And then for the seconds, they have another global atomic, and then they have another global atomic, and another global atomic. So obviously they need to use global atomics because many segments can hit the same tile, which is why they need to like have atomic counters so that many like simultaneously running threads don't increment the counter at the same time. But this is like not the ideal approach, I think, because especially for like UI elements, you have a lot of elements in the same tile, and especially for me, I have 32 pixel tiles. And also we already did the binning into macro tiles. So what I basically want to do is a shader that counts per big tile. So basically each macro tile, or like each blue tile, is dispatched in a separate workgroup. And it's basically processing all of the micro tiles that it has. and it's basically processing all of the binned paths and all of the binned segments inside of its region. And thus we can basically avoid global atomics, because we're only processing, like the ownership is basically that we have per workgroup, we own all of the 64 tiles. So we can avoid global atomics because we have already binned the paths into macro tiles. So we basically dispatch per macro tile. And that's what we're going to be trying. Yeah. I think it's possible to create 2 images and spatially compute it in log2 and this problem. How do you mean that? I don't understand what you mean, bro. You have to elaborate on that. I'm now working on a school hackathon project in OpenGL. If it was not for you months ago, I would not gain this lifelong skill. This is amazing to hear, man, for real. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that, but like actually that impact is just amazing. Yeah. So I'm looking at how we actually want to do that. But the thing is, this is already set up, yeah. So what we basically want is basically counts for tiles locally in shared memory, so that we only have to use shared memory atomics. So let's have something like shared U and local tile counts, and this will be n tiles, or how's it called, n micros. Okay, so let's name it, oh, why is it micros, bro? Let's name it tile. And this is basically how many micro tile and 1 macro tile, right? So we want 8 times 8 micro tiles inside the local current macro tile, right? And because we are dispatching, we are basically dispatching in 2D. And for each dispatch, the local invocation ID will be the ID of the micro tile, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's have that. So let's have something like micro ID is equal to GL local invocation ID. Bro, I know basic programming, but I have left coding for more than a year. I was thinking to start again from low level. Any suggestions? Like, what do you mean with low level? Do you mean like basically anything in C, or do you mean graphics programming? Do you mean embedded systems? Basically, you can create AXB and A 2XB, 2 texture, and merge 2x2 segments into 1x1 segment, and do until you have 1 segment if you got the problem right. If I got the problem right. AXB. Yeah. Like it seems like you mean flattening of curve segments. It is a resolution in pixels. But what like the problem currently is to bin segments into tiles. Yeah. Hello Ragnar might be dropped from Nick's package because it is still broken. Oh. Like the Nix package, or what do you mean? Welcome, Mossa Adbas. Welcome. Okay. So let's clear the. Let's have a barrier, and then like have a clear the shared mem for each invocation. So let's have basically local counts, local tile counts. at micro ID is equal to 0, u. And we only want to do that, but I mean, theoretically, let's have something like hash define n tiles in general, and this is just n tiles x times n tiles y, and then we can have n tiles. So we always, because what I wanted to do is have something like if micro ID is less than n tiles, but we can avoid that by having it like this. So it's like obvious that we always, this will always be true basically. So we don't need it. And then we can do n tiles here. Ayo epic programmer B. Yeah, I think B and this sign is like it's like an emoji or something. Yes, the Nix package repository. Do you recommend me learning OpenGL? Okay, so for the Nix package repository, I really don't. I'm not really maintaining this. Like if you want to fix it, you can create a pull request or issue or something. But I don't really maintain this, so yeah. Do you recommend me learning OpenGL or should I start with Vulkan? You should start with OpenGL probably. Because starting with Vulkan is like, I don't know. I think I personally, I really like low-level shit, but I think if I started with Vulkan, I would have just like ended it. Like ended the learning process. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what we can do after this is probably just get the macro coordinates. I don't know. Should we have it like IVEC2 macro is equal to GL work group ID .xy. And then we want to say something like, because we are probably over dispatching, so we need to check if macro.x is greater than or equal to pc.n macro times x, or macro.y is greater than or equal to pc.macro times y. Then we want to just return, right, because it's invalid. Well, the issue is that Ragnar has some issues. I couldn't debug like I tried this when you tried to start it. Also, website is down and icon is broken on the upstream repo. Icon is broken on the upstream repo. Oh, why? What? Okay. Why is it broken? Like, does it... What the fuck? I mean, does GitHub just invalidate images because I didn't upload a broken icon? It crashes when I try to start it. Why? It shouldn't crash when you try to start it. Like, you corrupted the PNG. What? Okay. That's bad. I should probably fix it. I should probably fix it now. Because like the icon is kind of based and stuff. Let's see. Do I have a commit from like where? Where is the commit where it worked? I think it wasn't broken for that long. What? What? Why? Wait, isn't there... This is like the... Not found? No. Yeah. Okay, so... you can contact me via email. Because like I don't really use Discord. And I think the easiest way is just to contact me via email, actually. Yeah. Ah, you're the maintainer on the next file. Okay. Yeah, can you send me the the dogs OMG email? Yeah, man, like I think that's really the best way. Cause like I really don't like to use Discord, man. Let's see, logo. I want to move that to branding. My email is this. My email. Okay. Matrix. Also don't have an account on there, but I can make one. Base Discord hater, bro. Yeah. Fixed logo. Okay, so at least the logo is fixed now, right? Use bro. Yeah, bro, just should I like I will maybe do a Matrix account, but like the best way, just contact me via email, and if you contact me via email, like I can make a Matrix account probably, because I don't know how it works there. I should probably need to send you the data and stuff, so I can send you it via email. Okay, let's see the logo now. Bro. Are you serious, man? Is it even... Like, what's the issue? It's still not rendering. Why is it still not rendering, bro? What? Why? Like what? Should I move the file? I think you're breaking line ending. But I mean, the file is normally, it works. And I think it's a normal file, right? Oh. That's a little bit weird. Okay, so check PNG for corruption. Should I just do that? Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'll worry about that after the stream, because bro. Okay, I uploaded the image to this website, and it just says, unfortunately, this image cannot be restored. Okay. I think we should get back to business. I think, yeah. This is like, I don't even know what is happening. Yeah. Yeah, well, okay, so let's check what window manager are you using? DWL. So what we want to do in the end is basically we want to iterate all of the partitions that we have for, and all of the metadata of those partitions, like the macro tile metadata of those partitions, and then check for overlap of that macro tile and overlap for the micro tile, or for the micro tiles. Why not use your custom made one? Yeah, because I installed Void on this machine, and I want to move as fast as possible to like my Wayland-based compositor. But the Wayland-based compositor, the Wayland-based compositor I currently have is not like really usable. So I just figured I want to stay on Wayland, and like the least invasive option is just DWL. And then working very fast towards getting my own stuff working. By the way, one last off-topic thing. Let's try and clone. Move to NixOS when, bro. Maybe after this project, or after Vortex is finished. Okay, so how do I build this scheiße even? Like this? Okay, so I think where's the dash ice here? Install subdir include, bro. Include directories here. And glad ink. What is glad ink? It's never defined. It's probably somewhere else, right? Onara.ramp. I mean, what we could do is, because I just want to test this quickly. So what we could do is sudo copy user lib user include /free type 2 / everything into user include. Yeah, I don't care. I know this is like very illegal territory, but yeah. I don't want to mess with Mason build files. Okay, build target vortex. I hope my DWL won't crash, because this might actually be the case. Okay, I think we need to somehow sudo ninja-c build install. Yo! Okay, but what is this? Why is it like that? Can I Wayland display? Let's go to Wayland 1. Like what? Why is it so? Wayland Yeah, makefile is the best I know. Okay. Okay, what the fuck is this, right? Why is it like that? Is this could be actually a issue with the terminal. Like it could be a client-side issue, right? I think it's a font issue actually. Let's try Western. What was it? Western simple damage. Okay, that works. What about Western? What was it? Western. 7 more. Western. Bro. Western stacking. Okay, so TP. Okay, nice. This is okay, good. I already committed that. So pop-ups seem to work, right? Close this shit. Okay, yeah, so we definitely have to make progress on that, but the main like extreme hurdles of writing your own compositor backend are basically dealt with. Because we had to implement, like I did this mostly on offline, but I implemented like everything like from DMA buff, the entire protocol, and like DRM and all of this, so, yeah. And all the extensions. Okay, so what I basically wanted to do is we have to get the AIBB of the macro tile, right? So how do we get that? Probably like this. So let's have something like macro min is equal to vec2. Okay, wait, can we do just macro times pc dot macro tile size? This is probably what we can actually do. Qtile, is it x11 based? Let's have macro min plus vec2. Vec2, and then we want pc.macrotile size. Do I even? Yes. It's both X11 and Wayland. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is basically our AIBB, and yeah. So, and then we kind of need something like uint n path partitions, which is just which will just be, where do we dispatch binning? And path partitions will be this. Yeah. So let's worry about that later. But this is basically what we need. I don't know, do we need anything else? I don't really think so. Yeah. So let's have basically for each macro tile we want to have something like for uint. Yeah. So let's have for u. By the way, can you even see shit? I don't even know. Let's make it a bit bigger. Do we want to call it partition or something? I really, yeah, let's keep it at I. I really like just keeping shit simple. So let's have it at I, and then we have n path partitions and I++. And then we get the macro tile metadata for this current tile. So let's have meta at, and then I think we kind of index it here. So yeah, part like that, right? But I think and macro tiles x is not even correct. It is correct because we index it like that, but what we have here is like the flat index, right? Because we can just, we already have the macro ID basically, right? But this is not the macro ID. We have the macro ID. So let's have, yeah, I mean, we can keep it as we had it, because what I thought is we could just flatten the index, but I think it's unnecessary. So how's our meta called? I have to go already. Oh, yeah, but have a great day then. Really nice to hear from you. Okay, macro tile metas at, and then we kind of want to do partition times let me see, partition times and then this, right? Basically. Right, I get so confused with those naming and with those, all of those kernels, man. Okay, so macro tile metas at part at macro.y at this macro basically. So this is basically the metadata for our current macro tile, right? And yeah, we should have it as I, but I think this is like kind of unintuitive. Let's call it P or something. Okay, so P. And then we want to say, okay, if meta.count equals 0, we continue. Yeah, it's called count. And then we want to iterate over the paths. So we want to start at, I mean, yeah, I think this is still valid, but the for loop will probably not execute, like it will not execute if count is 0, so yeah. Then we basically iterate over all of the segments. And yeah, then we get the path. It's basically, by the way, it's not even segments. So I'm calling it segments, but it's actually paths. So each macro tile has a metadata. Has this, bro, I think I just muted my mic. I don't know if it was muted for a long time. Bro, this thing mutes my mic. Oh my fucking god, I hope it wasn't muted for a long time. Yeah, whatever. Like this macro tile metadata is just the range of this macro tile inside the actual binned paths array. So what we can do with that is just say, okay, we now have the path ID, which is just binned paths at meta.off plus I. And yeah, that's basically that. and then we can get the path. So draw path, path is equal to path set path ID. And then we want to check shit. For example, we now want to see, okay, does this path even, does this path, yeah, I'm worrying, like, is this even worth checking? Because I don't think so. Like, checking if the path overlaps this macro tile is kind of dumb. Because it's definitely doing that. Because if it wouldn't be binned into that macro tile, right? So I think this doesn't really reject anything if we check it. Yeah. Okay, so then we actually have the last layer, which is segments. So, by the way, maybe like something like path index. When are you creating your community room for Discord or Matrix? Bro, I don't know. I'm very undisciplined in this like instant messaging, and I really don't really like messaging apps. Like they're so. I never really used any of that, to be honest. So I created a Discord, but it's very hard for me to actually have a Discord and maintain it because I don't use Discord. And for Matrix, like, it may be better, but it's still the same concept, and I don't know, I just like, yeah, I kind of don't really find any interest in messaging in like groups and shit, so yeah, I don't know if I would maintain it, and I probably wouldn't if you look at the Discord. So yeah, I think it will create a good community. Yeah, probably. So I might look into it again, but yeah. Okay, so we want to iterate segments, but we want to do that sequentially. Meaning we want to do something like this. So we want to spread it out over all local invocations. So let's have something like s is equal to that, and then s is less than is this. Do we have what does path have? Segment count. Great. I don't use a matrix and I don't want to. Why not use Discord? Yeah. Those are questions, man. Those are questions. And then we want to say s is plus equal basically workgroup size, so n tiles, right? Do you have a home server? No. No, man. And then we want to kind of, now it makes sense to check, does this segment's AABB overlap this macro tile? Does that make sense? Yeah, this now makes sense, right? Because now we can reject. Yeah. Okay, let me steal this AABB overlap function from the other shader. Here. Are you on Void Linux? Yes. Okay. So let's have something. Do we import? No. Let's have. Is the Ragnar sites hosted on a VPS? It's just hosted via Hostinger, so nothing special. But it's down like for like years. I think it was down for like 2 years or something. Yeah. So let's, do we even import segments? Yeah. I didn't have segment defined, okay. Interesting. So segment at segment offset plus S, right? Yeah. We kind of should make sure if this thing is within n segments, right? So let's have something segindex is that, and then if segindex is greater than or equal to pc.m segments, continue. How much time have you been on Void? Will you distro Hope? Bro, I hope. I will hope, man. Yeah. No, I was on Void for 1 week now. Like, I am on Void for 1 week now. But on my ThinkPad, I was on Void for like a year already. I'm still worrying about your Twitch channel. Why not restream there? Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. But I mainly just stream to get things done. But if you would be more committed to it, I think this would make sense. Yeah. Let's get the segment like this, and then what does the overlap need, man? Okay, so we want to get exactly that. So it will be segmin and segmax, and this will be basically the min between seg.p0 and seg.p1, and this will be the max. And then we check if we don't overlap. Yeah, wait. Okay. So if segmin and segmax and macro min and macro max doesn't overlap, meaning this segment is part of a path that is inside the current macro tile, but is itself not inside the current macro tile, then we continue. And do you plan to come back on Twitch? If yes, when? I never streamed on Twitch actually, so it would be I would basically have an initialization stream on Twitch. It would be my first stream basically. But yeah, why not stream on Twitch? I don't know, maybe. But I can't say anything about that, so yeah, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, from here on out, what we want to do is basically a DDA traversal. I still follow your Twitch channel. What? Since when do I have a Twitch channel? I don't have a Twitch channel. Is there a Twitch Cockcry channel? /CocoCry? Right, twitch.tv/CocoCry. There is this channel has been closed by the user. I don't know if I even had a channel that was named like this, but apparently I closed it, so yeah. Okay. So I wanted to show you what DDA traversal actually is. So DDA traversal. Yeah, this is it. We are basically stepping. I would like to check that. Graphics.h. What is meant by that? But it's probably drawing a line, right? So what this basically does is it's tracing a line between 2 points in a very simple and performant way, and we can basically use that instead of doing AABB overlaps, and Velo also does that. So then we can assign microtiles much better, because we don't have, because like how do I, oh look, let's go, it worked. Wait, yeah, let me get my GIMP quickly. Look, okay, so if you had this segment, you could either you had like the tiles would be like this. Yeah. What you could do is doing a AABB check, and then you just sweep over the entire AABB and mark all tiles as having this segment, which would result in basically this tile, this, and this. But basically all of those tiles and all of those tiles don't even have the segment. So doing a algorithm that only marks this, like those tiles, would be like largely beneficial. And this is what you do in this situation. So it's basically you have to do that. And this is what we will be doing. So let's check how Velo did it. Hello, CocoCry. Which C++ library or framework would you recommend for writing desktop application and for creating games? I want something low level. I would recommend. How is it called? Nuclear. Nuclear is cool, but it's not C++. So yeah, Nuclear UI. It's a C library, but it's a cool UI library. Yeah. So I would look into that. What about new tech like Rust AI? Rust AI? Or do you mean... You probably mean Rust and AI. Yeah. I don't really hate Rust. I think Rust is probably cool, but yeah, I didn't really look into Rust. Rust and AI is like also not too bad, or like I get the bro, I just take my fucking yeah, okay. Whatever. I get the AI angst and stuff, kind of, because it's kind of like, you know, but I mean, you can use AI to get. Bro, I keep on muting my mic. You can use AI to get a result that is like a result that is not the best result, first of all, and second of all, it also like kind of takes a long time to get it and to get it working and to get it all of the context in and all of that, and in the end you spend a lot of time and get a half-baked result. And I don't know, like for example, if you would ask AI to design a good binning algorithm, it would never come up with this monstrosity, which is like full of like tricks, and I'm like giving all of the credits to like Velo and stuff, because it's largely from Velo, right? They would like AI would probably just say, okay, you want to kind of iterate each path and then check each AABB and then check for overlap, and it's like it works, but it's never going to give you something that is better than that what is currently already out. So yeah, I would use it for some purposes, like I use Google, but in general it's good for a lot of things, but my verdict is that you could basically do full-on agentic coding, but I don't think it will save you as much time and as much basically give you the like the same result, or basically a result that is comparable. If it saves you a lot of time, it probably doesn't give you a good result. And if it doesn't save you a lot of time and you have to reprompt and you basically spend your entire time, like 8 hours, just prompting AI for a lot of things, then the result is not even that good. So I think just normally researching stuff and possibilities and then improving on them or like implementing them is like the most of the time the faster way and also the better way, because it gives you better code structure. You know what you actually coded, you know what all of this is about, and it's just a better way to go about things. Like in all of the projects I do, because like for all of the projects I do, it's either I want to have something that is really bleeding edge, like in this project, or something that is really badly documented, like writing DRM code for a Wayland compositor. And for that I just need to use real references like Western, right? Odin Lang, bro, I talked a lot about AI, like 5 minutes or something. In general, this is a lot of a talking stream. I'm sorry, but yeah. Odin Lang is too close to C++ and it has good performance and good looking syntax too. Yeah. Yeah, I probably also a good language. Why do you hunt for something that's not made by someone else? Struggling with copyrights? Yet another example of how private property stops tech progress. Like I don't really get what you mean, but do you mean this? Yeah. Like getting things from basically already well-established sources is definitely most of the time the better idea than like using hallucinated approaches from AI. I know vibe coders talk a lot why AI codes and BG all in parallel isn't that good. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on your output. If your goal is to create a business that just needs a lot of code and a lot of backend and I don't know, and your goal is to make money, then I think this is the best solution, because why wouldn't you, if your goal isn't even to write good code, or if your goal isn't even to write something that potentially outperforms the current developed standards, and if your goal is just to have a product or an app, like why would you spend time writing boilerplate? Like I get that. Have you heard of D-Lang? Kind of not really known programming language. D-Lang? How do they even iterate? This seems very weird. So they get the line, they then basically get the tile that this line is in, probably, right? Then they get the count X, and it's the span. Yeah. Then they get the entire count. And then they do this, and then they do this. So they basically do everything to set up their DDA. I like how many like weird things like fudge and shit they have. Yeah, they add the backdrop. Okay, so let me keep that as reference and check what we should actually do. Yeah, I feel like this problem is very large actually. Like I'm wondering if we shouldn't just do some restructuring work in the renderer. I think this might be better because this is like overdue already. But at the same time, if we do that, then we don't have the pipeline that makes us able to visualize stuff. So, I mean, maybe we could do only AABB overlap for now. Yeah. You know what, guys? I feel like I should do this like in another stream because I don't really have the time to do the entire DDA now. Yeah, I think I will take a break and maybe like stream tomorrow or later, but I think I'll definitely need a break. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.